In the ancient kingdom of Abalesa, nestled between verdant hills and shimmering rivers, there lived a people who thrived in peace and prosperity. The kingdom was ruled by the wise and just King Olumide, whose reign was marked by fairness and a deep connection to his people. Yet, despite the kingdom's splendor, a shadow loomed over Abalesa. This shadow was the irresistible witch named Adesuwa, whose beauty was as captivating as her heart was dark. Adesuwa's beauty was unparalleled. Her skin was as smooth and radiant as polished ebony, her eyes glittered like the brightest stars, and her voice was a melody that could calm the fiercest storms. She lived deep within the ancient forest, a place where few dared to venture. Many men who caught a glimpse of her became entranced, their minds clouded with an overwhelming desire that led them straight into her deadly embrace. Each time a man disappeared, whispers of Adesuwa's enchantment echoed through the villages, cloaked in fear and awe. The kingdom's troubles escalated as more men went missing. It wasn't long before the people of Abalesa were living in constant fear. The king's court was inundated with grieving families and concerned citizens. Determined to put an end to the witch's reign of terror, King Olumide summoned the bravest and strongest warriors in the kingdom. He offered a substantial reward, half of his kingdom and the hand of his beautiful daughter, Princess Ife, to anyone who could defeat the witch. Among these warriors was Ayo, a man renowned for his valor and sharp wit. Ayo was not just a warrior, he was a man of great wisdom and unshakable resolve. Unlike the others, Ayo had a personal stake in the matter. He had met and fallen in love with Princess Ife before accepting the challenge. Their love blossomed in secret, a bond forged in fleeting glances and stolen moments. Ife was a woman of extraordinary beauty and grace, her presence a beacon of hope amidst the dark times that had befallen Abalesa. Before setting out on his quest, Ayo visited Ife in the palace gardens. The moon hung low in the sky, casting a silvery glow on the flowers that surrounded them. Ife, Ayo whispered, taking her hands in his, "I will return to you. I promise to end this nightmare." Ife's eyes glistened with unshed tears. "Be careful, Ayo. Adesuwa is no ordinary foe. Her beauty is her weapon, and her heart is filled with darkness. Promise me you will keep your heart guarded." "I promise," Ayo replied, kissing her forehead gently. "I will keep you in my heart, and that will give me strength." The next day, Ayo and the other warriors set out into the dense forest where Adesuwa was said to dwell. They were armed with their swords, shields, and amulets blessed by the kingdom's most powerful shaman to protect them from dark magic. The forest was thick with ancient trees, their branches entwined like the fingers of long-forgotten gods. As they ventured deeper into the heart of the forest, the air grew thicker with an otherworldly presence. The trees seemed to whisper secrets, and shadows danced in the periphery of their vision. The warriors made camp as night fell, their fires casting flickering shadows on the surrounding trees. They spoke in hushed tones, their voices tinged with fear and anticipation. Ayo kept to himself, sharpening his sword and thinking of Ife. He knew the journey ahead would test not just his strength but his will. As dawn broke, they pressed on, following the faint traces of a path that seemed to beckon them into the forest. Eventually, they came upon a serene clearing, bathed in golden sunlight. In the center stood Adesuwa, more beautiful than the legends had described. Her enchanting smile and the gentle sway of her form sent shivers down the warriors' spines. "Welcome, brave warriors," Adesuwa's voice flowed like honey. "Have you come to join my collection of admirers?" Determined to resist her charms, the warriors raised their weapons. But Adesuwa began to sing a hauntingly beautiful melody that tugged at the deepest corners of their hearts. The warriors, unable to resist, lowered their weapons, their minds clouded by her song. In that critical moment, Adesuwa transformed into a massive, wild beast, her beauty giving way to terrifying power. She tore through the entranced warriors with savage ferocity, leaving only Ayo standing, his amulet glowing fiercely as it protected him from her song. Ayo, aware of her deadly charm and formidable strength, tightened his grip on his sword. "I have come to end your wickedness, Adesuwa. Your reign of terror over Abolesa ends today." Adesuwa laughed, a sound as sweet as it was chilling. "Many have tried, but none can resist me." She lunged at Ayo, her beastly form moving with terrifying speed. Ayo fought valiantly, evading her attacks and striking back with precision. But brute force alone wouldn't defeat her. Realizing this, Ayo pretended to succumb to her charms, dropping to one knee as if in a trance. Adesuwa, confident in her victory, moved closer to deliver the fatal blow. In that critical moment, Ayo reached out with the amulet, pressing it against her chest. The blessed artifact burned with a fierce light, breaking Adesuwa's enchantment. She screamed in pain and fury, her form twisting and writhing as the magic consumed her. With one final, desperate effort, Adesuwa lunged at Ayo, but he was quicker. His sword found its mark, piercing her heart. Adesuwa let out a final, mournful wail before collapsing into a lifeless heap, her monstrous form dissolving into mist. Ayo stood victorious, the forest eerily silent around him. He took a moment to honor the fallen warriors, recognizing their bravery and sacrifice. He gathered their amulets and weapons, vowing to bring them back to the kingdom as a testament to their courage. The journey back to Abolesa was long and somber. Ayo's heart was heavy with the loss of his comrades, but he found solace in the knowledge that their sacrifice had not been in vain. When he finally emerged from the forest, the people of Abolesa greeted him with cheers and tears of joy. Word of his triumph had spread quickly, and he was hailed as a hero. King Olumide, true to his word, rewarded Ayo with half the kingdom and the hand of Princess Ife. The wedding was a grand celebration, attended by nobles and commoners alike. The palace was adorned with flowers, and the air was filled with music and laughter. Ayo and Ife exchanged vows beneath a canopy of stars, their love a beacon of hope for the kingdom. As the years passed, Ayo and Ife ruled wisely, their reign marked by peace and prosperity. They worked tirelessly to heal the wounds left by Adesuwa's terror, rebuilding the villages and supporting the families of the fallen warriors. The tale of Ayo's triumph over Adesuwa became legend, a story passed down through generations as a beacon of hope and courage. In their twilight years, Ayo and Ife often walked through the palace gardens, hand in hand. They would sit beneath the ancient oak tree where they had first confessed their love, reminiscing about their journey and the trials they had overcome. Their love had not only defeated a great evil but had also strengthened the bond between the people of Abolesa. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the kingdom, Ayo and Ife sat in the gardens, their hands intertwined. "Do you ever think of her?" Ife asked softly, her eyes reflecting the fading light. Ayo nodded, his gaze distant. "I do. Not with hatred, but with a sense of understanding. Adesuwa was a victim of her own dark magic. Her beauty was a curse, and her heart was lost to darkness. But in defeating her, we found our strength and our love." Ife smiled, resting her head on his shoulder. "We did, Ayo. And we built something beautiful from the ashes of our curse." As night fell, the couple remained in the garden, their love a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The stars above seemed to shine a little brighter, as if acknowledging their journey and the legacy they had created. Their story lived on in the hearts of the people of Abolesa, a reminder that love and courage could conquer even the darkest of evils. In the heart of Abalesa, a statue was erected in honor of Ayo and the fallen warriors. It stood as a symbol of bravery and sacrifice, a place where people came to pay their respects and draw inspiration. The kingdom continued to flourish, guided by the wisdom and love of Ayo and Ife, who had turned the tide of darkness and brought light to their land. And so, the legend of Adesuwa, the irresistible witch, and the valiant warrior who defeated her, was etched into the annals of history, a story of love, bravery, and the enduring power of the human spirit.